All right, everybody, hello and welcome back to some more Mania 7 Key World Cup 2026 action. We're back with another round of 32 matchup, and this one definitely pegged on many people's lists as potentially the closest one of the weekend. We've had a few tiebreakers this weekend, but this one definitely on the papers is one that could go the distance if we see good performances out of everyone. France versus Canada are 16 and 17 seeds. This is going to be a good one. I'll be one of your commentators, Toph Daddy, joined here by Lively Peninsula. How's it going?
I'm doing okay. I mean, we just came off like two at least the last match I commentated had like a double tiebreaker on the same time block, which is awesome. I hope to see another tiebreaker here because, like what you said, this is quote unquote expected to be the closest match in this tournament. I mean, we've seen a lot. We've seen some of them so far. I hope to see more of them as the matches crumble on. So let's see what's going to be the protect here.
Yeah, we see a Rice 3 protect from Canada. I was just going to go over like my expectations here, especially because we've both already mentioned this is on paper the closest matchup, and Team Canada and Team France actually have some pretty opposing skill sets. Team Canada, a very, very strong accuracy and Rice team. France, on the other hand, quite good at the hybrids and long note maps comparatively. So you could definitely see that dichotomy coming out here. And the Rice 3 Protect already shows us that Canada really wants to go for those high accuracy requirement picks. And France protecting long note 1 and banning out a Rice pick. So completely following the expectations you might be having going into this.
I think okay, so France is banning Rice 5. I kind of disagree. I think they should have banned like EX1, unless this was Canada's pick, but looks like Canada's pick was Rice 3, and okay, LN3 being Canada's round. I guess it makes sense. Okay,
We've got long note 2 available. This is the first time I've seen that in a while. That's
really?
That's a rare sight.
Yes, so I mean it's very rare, but probably Canada might not be confident because I believe that Happy Girl is like the LN density, right? Is this LN density or is it not?
LN3 is the LN density pick. LN2 is a coordination slot.
Look, I'm kind of used to LN2 being density.
Yeah, in 4K it's the other way around, but here LN2 is another coordination pick.
Yeah,
actually, specifically the coordination pick, whereas LN1 is our release pick.
You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I disagree with the Rice 3 being Canada's protect to a certain degree, because this, I believe, is like a pretty light chord stream pick, right? I don't think with like being such a strong Rice team, like I don't think that's the pick you're supposed to be keeping it safe. You're supposed to be keeping like something really difficult, like EX1 or Rice 5, which was France's ban, out of like the way for others to ban. And I like this ban for France actually.
I don't know. I'm in a position where I think Canada's biggest strong suit is their accuracy, and Rice 3 is definitely one of those maps that highlights that accuracy. Rice 2, a similar pick there, highlighting the accuracy of Canada. One way or another, I don't think I could have seen maybe Rice 3 getting banned if it wasn't protected by Canada. One way or another, I think they're just a team that values their team members' abilities to hold on to specifically Rice accuracy when it comes to players like Sawdust Inhaler and Dale, who are just two insanely accurate players.
Sawdust and Dale being in here makes a lot of sense. These are the Canadian team's best accuracy players for Riot. As for France, we're going to be seeing Miller and Klamari, which I think it makes sense as well.
Yeah, Klamari and Miller I expect to be the primary two players for France. They could definitely swap their players out. They've got two in the back. qualifiers in particular, they only had Clamati and Milla play outside of a couple of the hybrid and long note picks where Jerem swapped in. So we could see them coming in for a couple of these, but I expect Clamati and Milla to do the bulk of the work here.
That's fair. I I think Jerem would be utilized more for LN, similar to how 4K. I think Jerem's also been really good on the LN department. But instead of that, here are going to be the players and the first pick of the match. I actually like this first pick from Canada because, like what you mentioned, seems like the Canadian team's best bet is their accuracy, and this will definitely be leaning towards that. But like France is no slouch in 7K either, so it's gonna be a really interesting dynamic here.
Yeah, absolutely. I expect France to put up quite a good fight, and already we're seeing actually a couple of accuracy drops from the Canadian side. This cord string pick maybe even a little slow to be super consistent on for them. Dale in particular dropping quite a bit of accuracy, and France taking an early lead out of it. We do see a couple of 200 drops there from Milla that drops their accuracy down into the 99.6 range alongside Dale, but the accuracy lead definitely still on the side of France, just barely about a tenth of a percent, differentiating Sawdust, Inhaler, and Clamati, and Milla making quite a bit of difference over Dale right now. As we get to the halfway point and no combo breaks coming out from either team, definitely this map very comfortable for both sides. It's just a matter of the accuracy right now, which, despite what we've seen in qualifiers in previous years, Canada on the back foot right now.
Yeah, this is the problem here. So I think there were like a couple of misreads on that for Dale. That's what led to the 200s, which is fair, especially on a chart like this. But especially with someone like Clamati in that accuracy, I think this is going to be a really difficult lead to, let's say, just be gone. But it is getting closer as Dale catches up with the middle drop. Yep, that's going to be it. That could have given Canada the point.
Density starts to pick up, and Milla finds a little bit of uncomfortability there, and that's going to be more than enough to give a big lead to Canada. Biggest lead we've seen so far in this map, and this is quickly coming to a close as a double FC from Canada will be enough for them to take their own first pick in this match. Looked a little close. That miss definitely saved them. Accuracy overall favoring France for sure, but still worked out for Canada and got potentially a risky pick out of the way early.
V1 double S as well for Clamati. That definitely would have given, like, I think France would have probably won that had the miss not happened.
Yeah, absolutely. Like not only the double S, but the incredible ratio there as well. Unfortunately, not enough for France to take the point, but they are raring and ready to go for their first pick. Also, not deciding to go with their protect, going with a long note 2. Like I said, a bit of a fun pick. Haven't seen this open too much this weekend, if at all. Has been a very popular ban among most teams.
Wait a minute.
France coming out immediately and full swapping their teams. Actually, both sides full swapping their teams.
Wait a minute. Are we gonna be seeing this? Like, you know, wait. Wait. This is actually very interesting. So both teams swap both of their players out. Are we gonna be seeing this dynamic where both France and Canada just like swap their players like each pick? Because imagine if Canada picks Rice again, which they probably will, and then everyone's gonna swap back in again. That's gonna be very interesting. I don't think I've seen a dynamic like that like super often where every player just gets swapped out.
Yeah, it does take quite a balanced team for that to happen, and seeing two teams facing each other, both capable of kind of having that replacement ability, is really interesting.
Is this the first time this actually gets picked? Because I'm looking at the chat.
I think it is. I do think this is the first time we've seen LN2 get picked. This has been banned, I think, in every match other than this, if I'm not mistaken.
So now we finally get to see this. It's fate that this finally gets selected.
It is fate, and it's not too big of a surprise to see Canada leaving it open over something like LN3 with a player like Mr. Moo on their side. This is another case where I think this is not as safe for France as they might like it to be. Mr. Moo in particular are going to be extremely strong at this type of map and just need some backup here from Pipicat, who came in for a few long no picks for Canada on qualifiers as well. Sage or Kurosage making their World Cup debut, not playing on any of the qualifiers as far as I was able to see. Jerem making the expected swap in for France, but so far a strong performance coming from everyone. All four players able to hold combo up to the 400 combo mark and beyond. But the accuracy right now, similar to last time, favoring the team that did not pick this. Canada this time coming out to an early lead and hoping to keep it that way. And already this map very short, coming to the halfway point with a 7,000 point lead off of accuracy alone.
It's that accuracy from Karo Sage. I can't tell if Koro is releasing too early or late, but given the distribution at the bottom, it probably is indicative that Koro is just a bit unstable when it comes to releases, at least compared to everyone in the lobby. But
and a similar story to last time, a drop from Canada is going to give this over to France. We might just be seeing mirrored matches here coming from the first picks from both of these teams.
It's kind of funny if you think about it. So both teams' game plan is hope that they can keep the combo alive just enough that even if the opposing side has the accuracy lead, it's not going to be the end-all be-all. And that's exactly worked for France really well, and it also worked for Canada. But wow,
double S from Jerem coming out to bring it in. Just one little section missed by Pipicat enough to swing the lead to France. So we've just seen mirrored matchups. Canada picking Rice too, looking for the advantage in comfort on Rice, and finding a miss that gives them the lead despite having an accuracy deficit, and the same exact thing going France's way on an LN2 pick.
That's a really clutch victory for both sides on their first picks. It could, both of them could have went wrong. And that's really what makes it interesting.
We could easily be looking at double break points coming out the gate in this match. Somehow we're not, and we're still in the same situation. But both teams scouting well the comfort and the expected combo breaks from their opponents.
I think the best way to see this, at least what Canada's picking, is EX1. Okay, I agree. You know what? Looking at the matchups, I think Rice 4 should be a pick that Canada might want to avoid. Because I feel like France can keep the consistency the same way they did in the previous pick. So I have a feeling Canada, despite having the better accuracy, I think it might be best for them to avoid having the burden of keeping two full combos alive with a pick like the Rice 4.
And you mentioned that at the beginning of this match, you kind of expected Canada to protect this EX1 pick. Expecting that over the Rice 3. Kind of expecting that Canada's later game or higher level Rice ability was going to be more valuable than their accuracy here. It'll be interesting to see if that pans out.
And are we going to be seeing Milla in here again? That would be very... Jerem! Really?
Jerem!
Okay,
Jerem's an unexpected name to see here. I would have 100% expected Milla to be swapped in here.
I think it should... Well... Okay, I'm gonna take a look at the entry link and see what could be a possible reason for this. Because if you take a look, Milla did find that one miss and 12 grades. Or as it said in the entry link, 12 goods. Let's say 12 200s, let's just keep it simple. 12 200s. Meanwhile, Jerem had the best accuracy in that LM pick. So, I think France is going the accuracy route here. Maybe they're trying to be riskier here because Canada will definitely have the upper hand in accuracy, at least on paper. So I think that's why they're putting in Jerem for a pick like this.
Could definitely be the case there. Jerem, like you said, having very good accuracy on that long note pick. This one, the most physically demanding rice pick in the pool. Though accuracy definitely a little bit easier than on some picks. I'm staring a little bit at Rice 5 as maybe something that players would find a little less comfortable to get good accuracy on, but we're already seeing a break come out from Jerem. The swapping we didn't expect over Milla. And that's going to give Canada a very slight lead out of this intro.
Jerem's very lucky that happened in like a very few seconds. Had this happened later into the match, or into the map rather, it would have been more catastrophic. But, no time to think about that now. Just hope that your opponent finds drops, accuracy or combo-wise. Because this pick is definitely not gonna get easier as time passes on. I mean, the lead's getting smaller and smaller. If you look at it, Jerem's actually pacing better than Dale in terms of the accuracy side. And this is why I think France put Jerem in here. Try to be more risky. I mean, this is their opponent's pick. But
yeah. And that's going to be a miss from Dale after 400 combos, so that can be more impactful to Team Canada's score than it was from Jerem's miss on Team France. And like you said, the accuracy is slightly in favor of France with Jerem passing up Dale. And at the halfway mark, France now with a lead, 1 miss, 2-1. Both teams having 1 full combo. I think this map so far is looking like this is going to come down to the ending when that density really starts to pick up. I do think Canada should have a slight advantage when it gets a little denser, but if we don't see any more misses, France is looking to run away with this, and we only have a quarter of this map left, so something's going to have to happen very soon for Canada to catch back up.
On cue. On cue, as I said that.
Right on cue. Not even in the ending section, just the build up to it was enough to catch Jerem off guard, and that score lead now well in favor of Canada as that density picks up quite a lot. Dale and Sawdust Inhaler both not giving anything up. Clamati doing what they can, but last couple of patterns in this map, and Canada going to be able to take their pick on EX1 and keep any breakpoints from happening thus far.
It almost paid off for France. Even though they lost this pick, I actually commend this move a lot. It was a very risky move, yet it definitely could have worked.
Yeah, it definitely was very, very close. Jerem actually out-acking Dale in general, and if they were able to hold on to that combo outside of that early miss, this would have been a lot closer, but Sawdust Inhaler actually able to outscore Clamati, and I think that's what would have really been the advantage Canada was looking for over France on this pick.
France has got to pick Ellen again, I think.
They've got 2 available to them, so they have options here. They've got Long Note 1, which is their protect, and they're going to go for it, but they still have EX2 as well open to them if they need it. And it so far in this match is looking like they will need it. These rice picks going well in favor of Canada so far, just off of the consistency they're able to hold. And France looking to show that same consistency on the long notes, as Clamati does come back in for this release pick. So we're actually not going to be seeing Sage here coming back in, and instead we're going to see the ace of the team, Clamati, trying to get that second point on the board for France.
So is it going to be Clamati and Jerem again?
I would expect that. With Clamati coming in, I expect Jerem to stay in. I was more surprised to see Jerem staying on Rice, because they were more of a hybrid long note player when they played in qualifiers. Clamati was an all-rounder for them. They played on both long notes and on hybrids and rice picks. So I'm not surprised to see them in on pretty much anything here in this pool.
So I think Canada will have PP Cat in any time now.
That's the expectation, I think, as well, right? A full team swap for Canada each time they're going back and forth. For early rounds, it's basically Sawdust and Taylor and Dale in for the rice, and then Mr. Moo and Pippy Cat trying to get those long no points taken away from France here.
Yeah, just waiting for Canada to have the full team in. Basically, just waiting for one more player.
Potentially just taking a look. But actually, not Pippy Cat coming in here. We're actually going to be seeing Dale stay in. We did see this happen a couple of times in qualifiers as well. Both Sawdust and Taylor and Dale covering a couple of the long note picks. And it looks like this release pick is actually going to be taken by Dale instead of Pippy Cat.
All right, just waiting. There we go. Let's see if this protect will pan out well for um, France here, because I mean, at least with how Ellen 2 went, I think they should be okay for France.
Yeah, it's an actually interesting situation. We mentioned for that EX1 pick that France put in Jerem potentially to try and get the accuracy advantage back. And I'm almost curious to see if Canada's trying the same thing, getting some accuracy advantage from Dale, though we do see, again, similar to EX1, Dale in the first couple hundred combo finding an early break and giving that lead to France, but managing to recover and trying to build that accuracy back up and actually passing Clamati in accuracy, or at least keeping up with it while on Mr. Moo, highest accuracy in the lobby, just ahead of Jerem and keeping that lead very close, though Dale not very comfortable keeping combo on this as they find yet another break, and France with the biggest lead we've seen in this match so far from either team.
I think they were putting in Dale here to hopefully. Oh, but that's a trade though from France and Canada. But here's the thing: Jerem was France's best accuracy. Well, Dale was one of the has the lower one. So I think this will affect France less than it affected Canada. But the combo cap will be reached sooner by Canada. So this lead will probably decrease.
Yeah, definitely. Dale just about to get to that 400 combo. Jerem a little bit behind on that, but accuracy definitely looking like it's in favor of France at the moment. So despite the combo lead so far, France going to be able to maintain that lead as long as they can hold on to the combos there. But still very close one way or another. Mr. Moo trying their best with the full combo, fighting Clamati here, who has much lower accuracy, but still one full combo 2-1 as Jerem and Dale are trying to pick it up. Just the biggest difference right now is that accuracy as we get into the last quarter of the map, and a 10,000 point lead for France will require some mistakes from France if Canada wants to take a break point here.
Oh well, I mean, okay, well, never mind. I was about to say that almost gave Canada the lead, but never mind.
Yeah, a bit of a cast curse there, but not going to hurt France in the long run there, as Dale is going to trade that and more. And despite Mr. Moo with the only full combo in this lobby here, France is going to be able to hold their own on their second pick and bring it 2-all, up to a best of 5 now, with both teams picking very well so far.
The best ratio, but that 150 that slider break definitely hurt that score a lot. Mr. Moo taking the MVP in place. It's only 200s apiece with Jerem. I mean, these were very. This was a very interesting pick. France may not have a full combo intact, but their accuracy average is higher than whatever Canada has right now. So very good pick from France. I mean, this protect is definitely gonna be their best pick, but after this, I think it's gonna be much harder now.
I would tend to agree. The even the EX2, even though that's a massive long no pick that France would likely be comfortable with, it definitely starts to get into the range where accuracy is less important and combo is more important. On the other hand, Canada still has plenty of rice to go for if they want to continue their trek down the accuracy lane. They still have their protect, and they still have a rice one pick more straightforward, but uh, not quite as accuracy heavy as their protect, and more on the combo side, which we've already seen France have a little bit of issue keeping up with on this rice pool. So definitely kind of expected to see Canada going into that rice one. Oh, I'm kind of missing something. We've just hit our fourth pick, so we have second bans, and Canada going to end up banning Hybrid 1 as their second ban. It looks like France is actually going to be banning out that Rice 1, stopping Canada from getting the chance to pick it.
I like that band a lot.
Oh, yeah.
But okay,
100%.
it's a very good band. It's a better band than Vice. I think that's how I pronounce it. Because if you think about it, Vice I feel like could be a could be a winnable pick for France. Especially since we've seen Canada miss here and there. I think Vice can be something France can like use as a bait for Canada to pick. I can't
Yes.
say the same for Wonderful Paradise though.
Yeah, that is true. You put yourself in a position where, at this point, I think France has an advantage on Vice. It's easy enough to combo that I don't think they're going to have too much issues with that. And their accuracy on Rice has generally been better, but we'll have to wait and see if that comes into play as Canada decides to go with their protect of Rice 3, going with the faster of the chord stream picks and looking for the potential of the combo breaks and trying to keep up with their accuracy and trying to stop any breakpoint from happening. We are 4 for 4 on own picks here. Canada trying to make that 5 for 5, but France looking for a way in, and Canada slowly running out of rice picks to lean on for that purpose.
Have to see how this works for Canada. I hope that this protect will work because I don't really think the Rice wins have been very convincing, unlike like France's Ellen wins.
Yeah, I would generally agree. I mean, the LN2 pick actually almost went in Canada's favor. If Canada didn't end up having the combo breaks, that would have gone in their favor. But the LN1 pick was well in France's favor, so it's starting to look like those long picks are going to be better. Canada, on the other hand, still in basically a tug of war match with France and losing that accuracy battle. They're just a little bit behind in that. Allowing France to hold on to an early lead. And just about halfway through this map, France with about a 1,000 point lead will stick around if we don't see any major mistakes. And those mistakes are the only reason Canada was able to take those early 2 picks. This one a little bit on the easier side, though, in my opinion. And I think this is definitely going to be a chance for France to take a breakpoint if they can hold on strongly enough, and it looks like they might just be able to. But Jerem is going to find a break there, and Canada's gamble might just work, but Sawdust Inhaler is going to trade it back, and it's going to go back in France's favor.
I feel like France and like I don't know about you, but I have a feeling France is taking so many risks with putting Jerem in Rice picks. Oh well.
Oh my goodness, that's a caster curse if I've ever heard one.
I'm so sorry. But like, no, here's the thing. I feel like the problem with stuff like this is you're risking accuracy. You're risking the accuracy advantage so much that you're forgetting that your team has a chance to make those mistakes as well. And because of that, Canada has taken advantage of it. Had they kept like a player who could have been more consistent, I think they could have easily taken a break point on this protect, which would have been very terrifying, at
Yeah.
least on a moral standpoint, or a morale standpoint.
Yeah, I guess the real question is, do we think Milla would have had good enough accuracy with a full combo to take the point? And maybe. I think that's a maybe, but
I mean,
we don't know their practice scores.
This is a 99 point. This would have been like a 99 point 40, 48 or something, at least along the lines of that. I think that would have been at least.
It would have been interesting to see. I think
it would have been close. It would have been closer.
It would have been close, and I don't know if France feels. I mean, you also have to take into account that. Do you think Milla is going to 100%? Do you think that there's going to FC a guaranteed? And if they're not, maybe that's not the right choice to make. So France is kind of in a bit of a pickle. It's also this is just a really close match, so you have to put your best foot forward. And I don't think France is making mistakes by trying to take the advantage on accuracy by using Jeremy in that way.
Well, it's a good risk, but at some point, if the risk doesn't pay off, I think something else has got to be tried, right? It didn't work for Abyssal Cosmos, and it didn't work for Sayonara as well. So I feel
it's so far not turning out as well as I think they would have hoped. So far, we still don't have any break points. Canada managed to take all three of their picks. France taking both of theirs, and France actually going with EX3, not the EX that I would have expected to come out here. I would have thought EX2 would have come out first, but instead they're going to be going with the longer, more consistency-based hybrid pick, which this is actually the first hybrid we've gotten out of any of the teams so far. It's been a pure LN versus Rice matchup, and France breaking the mold a little bit and trying to test the waters of hybrids here.
I also don't like the fact that this is 3 minutes and 52 seconds long. So you're really going to be pushing the limits of consistency here. But they're putting in Milla, though, looking at the one pick Milla played, they actually had a one miss on that, and also not exactly the best accuracy either. So I guess that's why they were putting the risk with Jerem, because at least the accuracy would have been at least on par with the Canadian side. So, what's so interesting? I would have expected Milla to play the Rice and Jerem to be playing this, not the other way around. Because now look, Mr. Moo is in Canada, and it makes sense to have someone like Sawdust Inhaler here.
Yeah, and I think what's really interesting about this pick is that Canada, I think, is weakest when it comes to pure LN. When you start to introduce those Rice patterns, I think Canada can start to really pick up a little bit of momentum, especially being able to put in players like Sawdust Inhaler, who have such strong accuracy and have that hybrid capabilities. But we'll have to see how it pans out. We're already above 400 combo in this EX3 pick. No one finding any combo breaks so far. And the accuracy, very close across the board, but Mr. Moo, the one who's going to take an advantage out of this for the side of Canada. Highest accuracy in the lobby, followed by Sawdust Inhaler, who is well above Milla. And now Milla and Clemati both dropping a little bit of accuracy, and Canada taking a quite nice lead. But Mr. Moo is going to find the first break in this matchup, and France going to take a small lead out of this, I think.
It's those shields, really. I think France is trying to attack Canada's consistency. Because the accuracy, I don't see them winning the accuracy battle. I mean, it's very evident here that accuracy is clearly on the Canadian side. But if, let's say, France can hold the combos well and Canada accumulates enough misses, I think that's what France is trying to go for. And this is why I think putting Milla here is a lot better than, let's say, putting in Jerem here. Because I think Jerem would have superior accuracy, the consistency is going to be the question.
Yeah, not to mention, I think this map in particular is the hardest one to stay consistent on with combo. Those shields are absolutely brutal, and I think making sure that you have your combo team up for this is really strong. And France looking to do that right now with a double full combo, but Canada, with that accuracy lead, is able to take the lead right back, especially with Sawdust Inhaler still holding on to the full combo with the highest accuracy in the lobby. To boot, the Sawdust Inhaler, as I say that, is going to find a break. No full combos on the side of Canada. A double full combo for France, and they're going to be able to take that lead and extend it a little bit. But we still have a third of the map left. So Canada still has an opportunity to keep themselves in this, but it is running away slowly but surely if they're not able to continue holding combo.
Okay, but if you look at Milla's, I think Milla is starting to hit a bit late. Sawdust Inhaler missing on this twice in a row. That's gonna be bad. While France keeps the consistency afloat. I don't know why, but why do I have a feeling that wow, like that's what I was saying. The accuracy doesn't really play a huge part. This is exactly why they're putting in someone like Milla here to make sure that they can. I was about to say keep the combo. Come on now, I didn't even finish my sentence yet.
You're just cash cursing all over the place in this matchup. That is going to be a miss from Milla, and that's actually going to be pretty big. That's the first miss from the side of France. But this denser section is also catching Mr. Mu off guard, and that's going to be a trade, as that leads just about 7,000 points. We're coming up to the ending. France with the combo lead and, well, not quite the accuracy lead, but it's quite close now, especially with all those breaks that happened in that big section from Canada.
Wow.
And as it starts to slow down, France going to start holding on to a better lead and looking like they're going to be able to take this point despite having some accuracy concerns in the intro.
Oh wow, and Sawdust Inhaler missing at the end seals the deal. Clamari, the only full combo, and what a chart to get an FC on too. I mean, the Canadian teams. No, I wouldn't say it's an advantage outright. They're very close. At least in the 200 counts, they were definitely ahead. But I think Milla held combo like long enough that even if they have the lowest score in the lobby, it doesn't matter. Like it was just enough for Clamati to use the full combo to their victory. Very good performance from France. Like this is a very clutch victory from them. Very important win.
Yeah, what's so interesting about this matchup so far is I think Canada has had the accuracy advantage on all of France's picks, and France has had the accuracy advantage on all of Canada's picks. But the combo advantage has gone the other way. So this, despite being an early round matchup, has been largely a combo game.
You know,
And I don't know if I like this pick from Canada.
You know, now that you mention it, there's one exception to that. I would say Endless Summer went the same way. Like France had the ACK advantage, yet they still won.
Yes. LN1 definitely went that way.
Okay, now that I don't like this pick actually.
I really don't like this pick either.
But wait, what are the
now?
picks
What else would they pick? It's Hybrid 2, 3. I know what the remaining picks are. It's Hybrid 2, Hybrid 3, and EX2. Those are the only other picks remaining in the pool. Do you like any of those picks better than Rice 4?
Probably not. Because,
probably not. I don't like this pick, but there's a reason Canada's left it this far, right?
Okay, here's my take on this. The fact that France is putting in Jerem here, I don't think I like this pick. I don't think I like this
that's
decision.
that's actually a good point.
Like if you you're putting Jerem in because you want the chance. But here's the problem: if you put Jerem in, you have a higher chance of like, let's say, getting a better act, right? But that's the only way to really beat Canada, is to get okay enough act that even if Canada misses, it would have been enough. So that's why France is putting in Jerem here. But if you put Milla in, you can have the consistency, but the act is not going to be there. So really, France is stuck in a dilemma too. So Canada is stuck in the dilemma that they have like only Rice 4 left, while France is stuck in a dilemma that if they pick the other option, there's going to be so many consequences or risks to take. So really, it's just a risky situation for both teams.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Jerem needing to do what they can to hold on to combo this time, kind of having the issues with the combo on the previous Rice picks. And this time, not going to be the case so far. Sawdust and Halo are going to find the first break there, and France going to take an early lead out of it. And Jerem, we mentioned, being the accuracy monster they are, 99.98 highest in the lobby, beating out even Dale on this Jack pick. But even despite that, the miss is going to be more than enough for France to take a lead. And that's going to even out at about 8,000 points. Canada not looking too good for comfort here about halfway through.
That miss from Sawdust is really brutal too, because look at this team score from France right now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, this is just ridiculous. They're both on pace for 999.
Yeah,
Dale also well on pace for that, but the miss is huge.
You know, the reason why I didn't like this pick from Canada is like, at least with Hybrid 2 or 3, there's like so many factors that could go wrong, and we've seen France make mistakes there. But something like this? Like, I don't know. I really didn't like this pick from the start. Even if, let's say, there was a risk of missing from France. Because Canada has had the same tendency. So why put your coins, why put your final pick on something that's risky for both of your teams here? And it clearly has so many cons to the Canadian side.
Yeah, and the last pattern as this starts to get less dense towards the end. France looking extremely comfortable. Like I said, both players on pace for 999. Sawdust and Taylor with 2 misses now. And France going to be able to take the first break point of this match with a double full combo. That's an insane teams. 39 and 27 and 30. Okay.
Wow, okay.
No 200s across the board, just 2 misses from Sawdust and Haler. That's actually a win for France, even without the misses.
Yeah. So even if they didn't miss, it would have been like not enough for France to lose that. So either way, wow, the Jerem risk really worked. The third time. I guess third time really is a charm. Is it the third time? Wait, no. At least for at least for Rice. Okay, at least for Rice picks. Okay, we're not.
Oh right, because Milla was in on the first Rice pick. Right.
Yeah. So no, we're only talking Rice picks. Okay. Because
Milla was in on the first one, but that is third time's a charm for Jerem on Rice.
Yeah.
But that's going to bring it to match point for France on their own pick. This is France's last pick before tiebreaker if they're not able to win the match here.
I'm looking at the. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. Finish what you're gonna say before I do.
They have a tough decision here. I don't know if I trust anybody. I don't like EX2.
I also don't like it. I would go hybrid.
It's one of the 2 hybrids. I was going to say hybrid 2, but I really don't know.
Okay, I'll go with hybrid 3. What I was going to say was the Korean team had a team score of 1992. So the French team actually beat the Korean team in their
1992?
Yeah, remember Joseph missed at the end.
Oh, okay. A miss makes more sense why that score ended up that way.
But either way, the Korean team got one 200. So that means I think the French team would have won that either way. That's just how strong that team score is. Just to put it into perspective.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm looking at some stats that people are sending around. Sounds like that was the second best score we've seen on Rice 4 this weekend. Just period. The only team doing better being Japan there.
Japan had a score in this round?
Which that doesn't surprise me that much. Japan's a very, very good team, and they're pretty well known for their Rice accuracy in all key modes.
Yeah, Japan has Japan. It's really, I mean, it's Japan. Like what you said, it's not surprising. Okay, so I don't know what route they're supposed to go here.
It's not EX2. Is the EX2 is not the answer here.
I swear if they pick I swear if they pick EX2. No, it's gotta be a hybrid 2 or 3.
I've seen teams go crazy ways, and we don't know what their scores are. But it was just like how this match has gone. It feels like one of the 2 remaining hybrids would be better than risking it on a long note pick that is more density focused and thus requires a better hold on combo, which I think France has struggled with a little bit more as far as long notes go so far.
That's fair. I just want to say it's kind of interesting that the only difficulty named extra isn't an EX pick. I just wanted to say that on stream.
With me.
I'm sorry. I had to say it, okay? I just noticed it. There is a difficulty named EX.
No! No!
Are you no! Oh, I'm so sorry. I almost. Why?
EX2. EX2 comes out. I don't know.
There's no way. There is no way.
I don't know,
Why?
man. You got Mr. Moo on the other side. That's a tough decision to make. I
Why?
get it, but I don't necessarily agree with it. Hybrid pool fully ignored for this match, by the way. Aside from the one ban that we got on
I
it.
don't like this. I am so sorry. This decision was so outrageous that I should have not. I should have not said. I almost said something I should have not said. But I don't know. I don't like this pick.
Happens all. I don't like it that much either. Maybe they know more than we do. I've always thought that the players know more than we do when we're commentating this. But the Wano picks have come down to France being able to hold consistency with combo. And this is the kind of map that just doesn't let you hold consistency like that. It's much harder to hold combo as well as you would on LN1 and 2. And I just don't think that works as well as, like you said, Hybrid 3 has a lot of tricky LN patterns, but I think France would be more than capable of holding on to it. I don't know. It's a tough decision to make. I'm just curious to see how France is going to approach this.
I mean, risks are supposed to be taken, but picking the right risk to take is also as important as that. Like, I understand the sentiment that, for you to be successful, you have to take risks. But not all risks will give good results. And this is not a risk that I think should be taken at all, or at least be considered even.
Definitely a tough choice to make one way or another. And we see Clamati being in the ace for Team France so far this match. Jerem, the accuracy ace, but potentially a little bit troubled on the combo side. And we see Mr. Moo and Pippy Cat on the side of Canada. We just saw one miss come out from Pippy Cat on the last time we saw them come in for any of these maps. And we actually see a mirror coming out from Pippy Cat as well. So we'll see how well they've been able to practice and see if that Mind Block comes up back in the mirror side.
So what I find terrifying about this pick is, well, first of all, it's an EX pick. And with how Ellen-oriented this is, like, I guess I can understand to a certain degree why they pick EX2, but at the same time, it just makes me wonder, what are they going for exactly? Because right now, they may have the accuracy advantage, sure, but as time passes on, we've seen like France have the off chance of missing. It's not like with Milla where they were both able to hold a really strong combo.
Yeah, absolutely. We do see a slight accuracy lead in the side of France right now, though. Mr. Moo being able to nearly hold 99.9 as France starts to drop, and Pippy Cat staying consistent at the 99.3 is shrinking that lead extremely small right now. We're even seeing it kind of tug of war between red and blue as all four players are able to hold on to the combos through this really difficult coordination section. France trying to do what they can, but Clamati is actually going to be the one to miss, not Jerem this time. And Canada, so far, going to take that lead with the double full combo, as that exceptional accuracy from Mr. Wu is going to be more than enough to overpower France for the moment.
But Pippy Cat is showing some signs of accuracy drops. If you look at that unstable rate, it's going all over the place. So,
oh my goodness!
That's what I was saying. See, that's what I'm talking about. Pippy Cat was.
You can't keep cursing these people like that.
I'm so sorry, but that's the thing. There was some signs where it's gonna happen, but take a look. That's still very clean. Clamati is actually dropping a little bit in Jerem too. No! What am I doing?
This is your fault. This is your fault. This is your fault. This is happening.
Oh, are we actually gonna see a tiebreaker? Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness. 2 misses coming from France. Pippy Cat the only one to trade. Jerem fighting another break at the end of Mr. Moo with the 994,000 on EX2. Gonna carry Canada to the tiebreaker. We said it was risky. That three 200s? What?
And that ratio to 1:10 from Mr. Mu, dominating the ratio against everyone else. And hey, Pippi Cat did just enough to
Pip-
make sure Mr. Mu had this lead. Like, that's the thing.
yeah,
And I
what a
commend
score.
everyone here. Like, what a
That
great performance.
Yeah, that was just insanely good. Mr. Moo pulling it out when it was needed. Pippi Cat doing just enough to make sure that Canada could hold on to the lead. And now we've got a tiebreaker, third tiebreaker of the weekend. We had two at the same time 2 hours ago, and now we're getting another one between the exact match everyone expected it to happen. And I'm so excited about this. I expect this to be Mr. Moo and Sawdust Inhaler for Canada. I expect it to be Clamati and Milla for France. Those are the four I expect to see.
Okay. Sawdust Inhaler, definitely I can see why. But wait, let me take a look at Sepia. I think whatever roster was in Sepia, that's gonna be the same roster here.
Sepia was Mr. Moo and Sawdust Inhaler.
Yeah,
and on France, it was Clamati and Milla, right?
Yeah, it's Clamati and Milla. I feel like whatever roster was in Sepia, it's gotta be the same one here. Because...
yeah, exactly. I know what you're saying. I agree 100%.
I don't know what to feel about... I don't know who wins this tiebreaker. I mean, hey, you know what? At the end of the day, I'm just glad seed 16 and 17 is a tiebreaker match. Like,
it's always good to see that.
Very, very good to see. This is terrifying, okay? Like, I don't know how this is gonna pan out, really. So we're gonna be seeing Milla and Clamati on the side of France, and Canada's gonna have Mr. Moo and Sawdust Inhaler. I mean, it makes sense. So, I think France... Okay, here's how I see it. Canada will try to overpower France in accuracy, while France will try to stay consistent. It's basically whatever happened in Sepia. That's what I'm expecting to happen here. But anything goes. After all, this is the longest pick. But you know, Sepia is a pretty long pick too, right? Like, that was like 3 minutes plus.
It was very long, yeah. It was 3 minutes, 40 seconds, something like that. So not too much of a difference here. This one just notably more difficult. But we'll have to see.
Right, I'm getting scared because I actually don't know who takes this. Oh, well, Sawdust Inhaler, that... I don't know if that's 1 or 2 drops, but that was big. That being said...
It was a couple, it looked like. Sawdust Inhaler did kind of hint at it, but possibly happening. This intro section very coordination heavy, and Sawdust Inhaler not the player that was in on those. So this is very long. So a couple misses in the intro, not going to be too bad. Clamati actually trading one of those in this section. And the accuracy advantage that Mr. Moo has over everyone else is actually maybe keeping this lead extremely close right now.
Yeah, the dynamic in this match has been Mr. Moo takes over everyone, while Milla and Clamati will try to overpower Sawdust Inhaler, like, to a certain amount. That's just enough to cancel Mr. Moo's advantage. And that's been working for France. At least for the picks where Mr. Moo is playing. However, what terrifies me is the fact that there's going to be a lot of these shields, a lot of mini jacks, I think, in this pick. Oh, but Milla finds a drop. That's no more full combos for France here.
Yeah, that was 2 drops for Milla as well. Big lead change there. As now, the only full combo in the lobby is on Mr. Moo there. Also having the highest accuracy in the lobby. Clamati trying to catch up to it, but Mr. Moo establishing a very strong score so far. Sawdust Inhaler also, despite the early mistakes, able to recover very well on the same side as Clamati, as they find a miss as well, and that lead starts to increase a little bit more towards Canada's side.
It's gonna be terrifying. I mean, the lead was actually decreasing a bit, and as I say that, it's gonna decrease even more, especially when you see those coordination sections. It's going to benefit France a little bit. in those sections, it's like, oh, it would have been great to have Jerem for those sections, but that is the reason why this tiebreaker is to call it tiebreaker. It can't just be that. Mr. Move finding a drop, no more full combos in the lobby. Oh, this is gonna be really close. Oh no, I'm getting really scared.
About to hit the halfway point, and this lead might just be non-existent by the time Mr. Moo hits that 400 combo. Looks like it's going to extremely slightly favor Canada here, but Sawdust and Taylor going to maybe change that, but it's traded by Milla immediately in their faster jack section, 145 BPM, nothing that these players have seen so far in this pool. Catching two of the players off guard as the combo starts to build up. Everyone just about at that 400 combo now, and Canada taking the lead as we get into a more LN-heavy section, but out of character, Mr. Moo with a break, and that lead is shrinking extremely fast.
Yeah, it's going fast. Unless France finds any sort of mistake here, which I don't think is gonna happen because of how the nature of this part is. It's one of those parts where you could just go in the flow state and focus or lock in. Oh my gosh, I'm getting nervous. I'm getting really nervous. We're seeing a lot of those mini jacks here.
Just now? I've been nervous this whole time.
Well, hey look, time is running out now. And the lead is getting bigger for Canada too, so I'm getting really nervous for France at these kinds of sections. But if any coordination parts come in place, I think this is where France can take a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. Accuracy definitely in favor of Canada right now. Sawdust and Taylor slightly ahead of Milla. Mr. Moose slightly ahead of Clamati, and that's enough to keep Canada in the lead for now as a more density-focused LN section happens. And Milla is going to actually find the combo break there, traded right away by Mr. Moo. And that's actually a much bigger break from Mr. Moo. That lead is now smaller.
Okay.
But Milla, a second break is going to help keep Canada in. And Clamati now, Sawdust and Taylor, the only big combo left, is going to help Canada maintain the lead.
Well, I think that's going to do it, but unless we see some massive mishaps from Canada on this Rise parts, then it's gonna be it really. I mean, Canada's advantage is Rise as well, so this is gonna be a terrifying sight. Is it going to be Canada taking this? Or can France make a last-minute relay chance? I don't think so.
It's still so close. It's 10K, but it's getting less dense. Mr. Moo with the highest score and accuracy in the lobby. We got another cut. We have another coordination section here at the end. It's not over. Sawdust had some issues.
No, Sawdust should be able to do this.
Yeah, Sawdust should be able to do this. Holding on. Milla with an ending break, and Canada gonna pull off not the biggest upset, but an upset nonetheless, and hold on to their lives in the winners bracket, sending France to losers with a nail-biter of a match through and through.
We didn't get to see the accuracy of Clamati at the end, but if you take a look at the MP link, ratio-wise, Canada had the advantage, and 200 count-wise, it was also on Canada's to have. So really, accuracy was on favor for Canada once again, and the consistency, unfortunately, the same outcome from Sepia wasn't the case. So Canada really locked in that tiebreaker. Just an amazing performance from both teams. Wow, actually insane. Very insane match.
What a matchup we saw here. Exactly what everyone was hoping for out of the Seed 16 and Seed 17 matchup. Canada just getting the better end of it and making it into the winner's side round of 16.
I think it's also cool to see that everyone in each team got the chance to play in such a good match. That's very awesome. Seeing everyone have a role and seeing everyone play their part. I think everyone in the everyone in both teams actually contributed to at least 1 point, and that's a great thing to see. I'm sure either way, everyone in the roster should be proud.
Yeah, not to mention, I think France not only performed extremely well, but I expect them to be kind of a menace down in losers bracket with how good some of those scores were. I would be nervous if I was facing France in losers round of 16 or quarterfinals, because they're gonna be putting up a fight. They're gonna be making sure that you don't go down with a few scars. It's gonna be a fun time to see how they move in the loser bracket. But one way or another, that is how the cookie crumbles. Canada going to be moving on to face, I believe, guaranteed at this point, South Korea. They've already had their match.
Oh, well.
Which, that's a tough match.
I mean, anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen, but, you know, well...
Still a tough matchup, and France will get their opportunity to keep moving forward against Denmark in the losers bracket. But definitely going to be an interesting sight to see come next weekend. With that being said, though, that is actually the end of what ended up being quite a long block of matches and quite an eventful one with now 3 tiebreakers, actually. So, very exciting stuff for the 7Q World Cup coming around in round of 32. But we're going to be taking a little bit of a break here for about 3 hours. At 20 UTC, we'll be coming back with United States versus the Netherlands to continue that, and that will actually be our last match of the Saturday block.
That's going to be very crazy. So I do hope to see some great performances again all around. And yeah, what a great block of matches, and we hope to see more of these in the next few matches, and of course the next round. Well, that's all for me. You can close this for us. So thanks so much for that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be it from us. We hope to see you guys coming back in 3 hours for United States with the Netherlands, and then coming back for our Sunday block of matches, starting with Philippines, Singapore, to start the final few matches of our round of 32 and see who ends up in winners and who ends up in losers. It'll be an exciting time that you're not going to want to miss. So we'll see you guys later.